Because you know why? This is the point when most people stop. This is the point when most people start to give up on their business and just throw in the towel and say, maybe it's just not meant to be and I'll go find some crummy corporate job again. And I don't want that for you, action taker, because the work that you are doing out in the world is too important. Welcome to the Action Taker Podcast. Hi, I'm Lauren Cosgrave, and I'm a business coach. In this podcast, you'll find an action-packed look at the strategies, tactics, and mindset that lead to successful online coaching, consulting, and service businesses, even if you're a mighty team of one. Hello, Action Takers. It's Lauren, and welcome to the Action Taker Podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that I call the 1-year anchor. Perhaps you've been in business for about a year. Maybe you got this shiny new coaching certification and you've brought it out into the world and you finally maybe started serving a few clients and you came out so fresh, so yippee skippy, ready to go, like you're going to conquer the world, right? Like you're going to change things. You're really going to make a difference out there. You started your business and you're going. And then about the 1-year point, have you gotten to the point where you're completely exhausted with webinars? You've done so many online courses you can't remember what the names of all of them were. You have so much information, you feel completely overwhelmed, and that none of it seems to be like a really good fit for you and your business. I see this all the time, and I call it the 1-year anchor, where we get out, we're like moving, chugging along in our business and start to get some momentum, and then we get totally burnt out and overwhelmed, and we get stuck. And so I want to talk today about how you can relieve yourself of this 1-year anchor, how you can sail through this phase without that sense of overwhelm, without feeling completely lost and directionless. Because you know why? This is the point when most people stop. This is the point when most people start to give up on their business and just throw in the towel and say, maybe it's just not meant to be and I'll go find some crummy corporate job again. And I don't want that for you, action taker, because the work that you are doing out in the world is too important. I serve amazing service-based entrepreneurs and help them keep their businesses afloat and going and shift from side hustle to career because of the ripple effect, because I believe that coaching and thought leaders are the future. I believe that coaching and thought leaders are the ones that are going to lift us to this new level of working where work is more aligned with our passions and joy than ever. That work no longer becomes this checkbox on our road to retirement of we'll live our life then someday. We start living our lives today. And that's the type of work that I want you to be out there doing and to never stop. I don't want that 1-year anchor to be the reason that you stop. So first of all, don't feel frustrated. Know that it's okay. Know that you can overcome it. Know that you can get there. And there are just a few simple things that you can do to help you overcome that 1-year anchor if you're feeling stuck in this place. The first thing is find a coach and a tribe. Surprise, surprise, right? But really, this is such a critical thing. I don't want to be glib about this. And just because I'm a business coach and I have a tribe of the Action Taker community that that I don't want you to think that this is me just promoting my group, but really this is what catapults most people through that first year without hitting that anchor. Is they find a coach and they find a community of other like-minded entrepreneurs that are on the road with them or maybe a couple steps ahead of them to stay motivated, to stay in the game, to stay connected. It's that tribe, it's that coach that makes sure you never stop. And I've experienced this personally. I actually hired a coach before I had my certification and even started my business. It was the first action that I took towards becoming a coach was hiring a business coach. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know what I didn't know. I just had the really awesome opportunity of meeting someone at a Brendon Burchard event that was a coach that helped other coaches get their businesses started. And it was just this visceral gut reaction that was oh, this is what I've got to do. And it was the hands down the best decision I ever made. If I hadn't, I would have stopped. I would have stopped when I was banging my head against the wall trying to sell $30,000 premium high-ticket coaching packages and falling flat on my face. I would have stopped when I got that coaching certification and the revenue was spiking and then dropping and spiking and then dropping. I would have stopped when I lost my corporate job and was trying to make a go at it full time and it just wasn't catching. I would have stopped when I got frustrated and I didn't know if I should do an online course or what type of coach I should be, or if I should pivot from doing life coaching to business coaching. My journey was a big struggle for 18 months, and I had to have that experience to become the business coach that I am today. And it was because of my business coaches that said, Lauren, don't ever stop. Said, Lauren, keep going. Check in with me, Lauren. How are you doing? Lauren, what's next? And they rode that river with me. They rode that roller coaster, the highs and the lows, and they just picked me up, dusted me off, and said, get back in the game, Lauren. Get back in the game and do it. And it was my peers that I now call my coworkers, my friends, my fellow coaches that are out there in the world that send me pings and messages so that I don't feel alone when I'm sitting here in my office all by myself, striving to make a difference in the world. I don't feel alone in that endeavor. Those are really the critical things that will help you continue that momentum to sail through. It's not because a coach has some secret formula. It's not because a coach knows things that you don't know. It's because a coach is dedicated to your success. It's because a coach cares. It's because your family and your friends are not sufficient support systems. They don't get it. That's really what it all comes down to, is your family and your friends, the support system that you have in the rest of your life, will never understand why you do what you do as an online business owner and a service provider. Most of them will probably just think like, oh, that's a nice little side hobby. You may be lucky enough to have friends or family that are connected directly to that type of industry, and that'd be great. You're very lucky to have that. But most of us don't. And it's an uphill battle trying to educate our friends and family on what it is that we do. And so when you can be around people that already get it, that are weird like you are, if you're here listening to this podcast, trust me, you're weird, my friend. You are unique and special and awesome and amazing. And most people will think you're crazy for doing what you do. But know that here in my tribe, I don't think you're crazy. I think you're awesome. I think you're living your purpose. I think you're living your life's work and you're moving it forward. So especially at this time of year, when we're rolling into what feels like just an extension of 2020 and things are still just kind of slogging along, there is light at the end of that tunnel. There is hope. And I want you to find that tribe and community and coach if you don't have it yet, because you're going to need it. Because when things get turned back on, when we all get back in action, I don't want you to miss this wave, my friend. I want you to surf it. I want you to ride it with the rest of us. I want you to lead into 2021 with success and abundance in your business that you've never experienced before. So make sure you're finding that coach and that tribe. The second piece of this that'll make sure you avoid the one-year anchor is that you stay in action. No matter what it is, like, just keep on moving. Like, take some action towards something. Pick one thing. If it's, okay, I'm going to do better at social media, then pick that and do it. If it's okay, I'm going to finally do a webinar, pick that and go do it. And if it doesn't work, if you get halfway through it and it just is not fitting, who cares? Pivot and do something else. Tony Robbins keeps saying, try something different until it works. Just keep trying new things until it works. And I really believe that staying in action is what will enable you to do that, to continue trying new things and continue getting out there. And then the third and last thing to avoid that one-year anchor is knowing your base camp. I talk about this a lot. If you're new to this concept of climbing the mountain of entrepreneurship, the 3 phases of business are building out your base camp, your acclimatization climbs, and then your 10X summit. So when we are in that one-year point, we are usually just starting to dabble into what I call the acclimatization climbs, and we have to have a solid base camp so that our business stays alive. We have to have a CRM so that we can continue our prospecting efforts. We have to have a solid sales call framework and system for continuing to close more sales, and we have to make sure that we're operating our business and serving our current clients. And that's always where you retreat to. So as we're out there trying new things and staying in action, if something doesn't work and it falls off, you never lose your base camp. You never lose serving those clients that are currently in your world. So action takers, here's what I want you to do today. If you don't have a coach already, I want you to find one. If it's not me, if it's someone else, that's great. All I want is for you to find a coach and a tribe. I really highly recommend group coaching programs in the first 1 to 2 years of your business because of that mentality that you need to be in a group environment and not be alone. You can check out the Action Taker Elite at laurencosgrave.com/elite if this sounds like it might be the fit for you, if you're looking for that tribe or community. And I also want to, so go do that. Go find your coach and tribe. And then if you are still struggling with those foundations of your business, if you're still trying to figure out what is your niche, what's your mission statement, what is your sales script? So we talked about building your base camp. I'm launching a new challenge called the Action Taker Business Challenge, and I'm so excited to put this out in the world. I hope you'll join us. It's a 5-day challenge. You can do it at your own pace and go register today. Head over to laurencosgrave.com/challenge. That's laurencosgrave.com/challenge and sign up for the 5-day business Action Taker Business Challenge. In it, you're going to learn the right way to niche. There is a wrong way to do it, so learn the right way so that you know who you serve, know your people. You'll also learn what is your mission statement and what is the power of having a mission statement so that that can become the filter for all of those decisions you make about which acclimatization climbs you're going to make. What is your personalized simple sales script solution so that you feel confident and comfortable and in service of others every single sales call? What is your right price for your programs? How do you structure them? And then what are your tools for success? I give you all of these things inside the Action Taker Business Challenge. Go register for free today over at laurencosgrave.com/challenge and Action Taker. Remember that normal is boring, success is inevitable, and action taking is replacing the grind.